Hey guys, today's boiling point we're going to talk about overhead pressing, specifically with dumbbells or kettlebells, unilaterally, one-sided. When doing so, you probably see at the bottom of your screen different variations or a good, a bad, and a worse version of pressing. The initial piece was with my bicep level with my ear. The second piece was completely extended with my head going into flexion, my neck going into flexion, where I'm overextending my head forward to make up for the lack of range of motion in my upper back. And the third one was a very short version where I could not get past behind my head and I was forcing all the weight into the top of the anterior head of my deltoid. Again, optimally, if you look like this during any of your pressing, you want to make sure it's the first one. If you look like the other piece, you're probably muscling through or overusing certain muscle groups just to make through your press. Again, change your weight variances, change the tool. If a kettlebell is not happening and there's too much pressure on your wrist and you find you have to sink way too much to get out and around it, chances are you're really cheating through that motion. The sink in presses, that's what it's meant for, is to cheat and get out and around it. But if you're using that all the time, you're ultimately cheating yourself for a longer overhead press for overall strength. Again, minimize and go back down to a dumbbell. You optimally, again, want your bicep by your ear on both sides. If your more dominant side is your right side, try pressing a little bit lighter and going with proper form. Again, change the tool. Going from a kettlebell to a dumbbell will suffice. Also, staggering your stance. If you find that when pressing, you're feeling pressure in your lower back, stagger your stance back. So on the same side pressing, same side leg back behind you. Load your hips forward, push your heel into the ground, squeeze your butt, and press up and back. Up and back meaning level with your ear, not to the point where it's behind you and loaded completely out of your thoracic spine and into your upper shoulder and trap. Pull it back down. Again, if that's too much for you, go into a kneeling tall position. Use a knee pad, use a dumbbell, preferably not a kettlebell. Those variations will help you progress to a better overall overhead press, unilaterally single-sided. When using a barbell, making sure it's going to be always easier. Again, make sure both sides are even. Biceps by the ears, covered up. Try your best not to extend your neck forward. Don't think of it as a get-up, sit-up. That's it for today. It's pretty freaking hot out, and I'm boiling.